What up, Steven?
Yo, what up?
Yo, so when y'all show up to designer, go seats.
For real rich people live.
Yup.
For real.
Yo,
Hey, stay out here. You're right. Yo, come on.
Got some serious drama to break down today. This one's about a crazy home invasion where 6ix9ine's own mother got held hostage. 4 masked men stormed his Florida mansion, snatching up anything they could. Car keys, cash, jewelry, you name it. It's like something straight out of a movie. According to TMZ, 4 armed guys hit Tekashi 6ix9ine's crib, hunting for his money and car keys. And they actually held his mom against her will during the madness. The whole thing went down late Sunday night when the rapper's 60-year-old mother was just chilling at home and suddenly came face to face with the masked intruders. That's terrifying. Now, 6ix9ine himself wasn't there when it all popped off. He was busy live streaming with Jack Doherty, completely unaware that chaos was unfolding at his spot. You might remember Doherty just got out after being arrested Saturday morning on drug possession and a few other charges. During the live, 6ix9ine can be heard hyping his boy up. We outside here with my boy Jack. Yes, sir. Fresh home, straight out of jail, baby. Then Jack laughs, showing his mugshot like it's nothing. Crazy energy. The Palm Beach Sheriff's Office confirmed to TMZ that they got a call about a home invasion and burglary in progress at 6ix9ine's residence. When deputies rolled up, they found several people inside, shaken up saying 4 armed masked men had barged in waving handguns. The situation was intense from start to finish. The police say Tekashi's mother was grabbed and physically held outside the mansion while the rest of the suspects stormed inside, tearing the place apart and shouting for cash and car keys. They flipped the whole house upside down trying to find something worth taking. Officers even brought in a K9 unit to track the suspects, but by the time they arrived, the men had already vanished, likely speeding off in a getaway car before the cops could catch them. What a slick and scary move. Now listen, people can say whatever they want, but I'm gonna keep it real. No matter what 6ix9ine's done in the past, especially with his whole cooperating situation, his 60-year-old mother should never be a target. That's crossing a serious line. I don't think these guys went there planning to hurt her, but once you decide to raid someone's mansion, you're putting everyone inside in danger, no matter who it is. And that's exactly what happened. A 60-year-old woman caught in the middle of chaos she had nothing to do with. What makes it even wilder is that this ain't the first time 6ix9ine's mom has been dragged into trouble because of her son's fame. During a convo, 6ix9ine revealed, yeah, they already tried to kidnap my mother while she was walking the dog. The other person was shocked, asking, oh, I didn't know about this. What happened there? And Tekashi replied, nothing. We still outside, thugging and bugging, people getting shot at. Then they asked again, wait, so your mother was walking your dog, and what happens? Tekashi said, and someone tried to hop out of the car and do what? The whole situation sounds insane, like danger just keeps following this man's family. Just grab her? Yeah, 6ix9ine said. It came out in the case and it's public. The interviewer looked shocked, asking, so what happened when they tried to grab her? This is an older woman, right? Tekashi explained, no, my mom screamed, like she screamed. It happened right out in public, under Broadway. Imagine that, a mother just walking her dog and suddenly getting targeted like that. That's terrifying. Then they asked him how the talk went afterward. Because that's one thing to go through what you're going through, the interviewer said. But that's your mom, man. Tekashi replied, that's what I'm saying, bro. Everything going on, and my mom's dealing with that, and I'm still outside wilding like me. You can hear the guilt between his words, even if he tries to play it cool. But the truth hits hard. If your mother's being targeted because of what you're doing, and you keep living wild, that's on you in some way. Once you hit that level of money and fame, you've got to protect the people around you just as much as yourself. You can't move the same way anymore. Especially when it comes to family. That's your responsibility now. And Tekashi's mom, she's an older woman, not someone who moves like a street dude. She's not built for that kind of danger. She needs distance from the chaos. There's even a clip of 6ix9ine surprising her with a Lamborghini. She looked so happy, not because it was some flashy car, but because it came from her son, who fought his way out of poverty. You could see the pride in her eyes. But let's be real.
No me hagas así, Daniel.
¿Troca qué?
Lo que sea.
Lamborghini o troca.
Tropa.
No matter what Tekashi's done, his mom shouldn't be suffering for it. She didn't choose that life, and she doesn't deserve the fear that comes with it. This woman should never be a victim of anything. From what people say, she's a God-fearing woman who hits church every week, minding her business and staying humble. That's not someone who should ever be getting targeted. And that's exactly why so many people feel uneasy about how all this played out, because it looks like everyone else around 6ix9ine keeps catching heat while he somehow slips through untouched. Aside from that gym beatdown a while back, nothing serious ever really happened to him for all the drama he caused. That's wild. There's even this old video floating around where 6ix9ine gives his mom $1 million in cash for her birthday. And it looks like it happened in their old apartment. You can see her reaction. She's shocked, emotional, not even realizing the street chaos her son's caught up in. She doesn't know about the street politics, man. She probably doesn't even speak much English. All she sees is her son turning into a superstar and blessing her with a gift straight from his heart. That's real love right there. You can tell in that moment 6ix9ine wasn't thinking about fame or beef. He was just being a son doing right by the woman who always stood by him when nobody else would. She stayed loyal through everything, and he showed that same loyalty back. But again, she should never be the one caught in the crossfire of his choices. Thank God she wasn't hurt physically during this invasion, but it's still scary to even imagine what could have happened. Now, the big question is, how did those guys even get the drop on his address when 6ix9ine's supposedly on house arrest with an ankle monitor? That's something serious to think about. And shout out to Trap Lord Ross, who's been digging deep into this story, because something about it just doesn't add up. So check this out. It just so happens that Trap Lord Ross actually pulled up to 6ix9ine's house in a bright green Lamborghini, filming all kinds of content while he was there. He even called me while he was on the scene. I was like, hold up, let me find out Ross dropped the location. Nah, I'm just playing. But for real, let's break this down because this whole setup was wild. Ross said, my boy cinematic. All right, cool. We're pulling up on the guy 6ix9ine, and we had to do it in his style, in the slime green Lamborghini Urus. You can hear the excitement in his voice as the camera pans over the flashy car. It's loud, bold, and straight up ridiculous in true 6ix9ine fashion. I've never driven one of these before, man, Ross said. You gotta hear this engine and this exhaust. It's crazy. Then he revs it up and the sound is just roaring, pure energy. Now what's dope about this is the connection between Ross and me. We both started coming up around the same time. When I was sitting at around 500,000 subscribers, Ross was already up near 700,000. When I hit 700K, he was closing in on 900K. He hit 1 million, then I hit 1 million. We've been on the same grind from day one. But here's the thing, it's never been competition between us, just mutual respect. It's all love. Ross actually inspired me to tap into this deeper documentary style content and helped me figure out how to post more consistently again. That's why I always gotta shout him out. I love seeing people win, especially when it's someone real, genuine, and pushing the culture forward with passion.
¡Ay, qué lindo!
Es un Lamborghini troca.
Bonito. Así está lindo. Qué lindo. Qué lindo, me gusta.
By the way, my mom's
Bonito.
an immigrant, 60 years old, doesn't know how to drive,
Bonito,
but wants a
beautiful.
car so bad.
All right, so let's check what happens when Trap Lord Ross actually pulls up to 6ix9ine's Rainbow Mansion. He called it that because the house is wild. Bright colors, flashy cars, and that big energy 6ix9ine is known for. Ross told everyone to stay tuned because what he saw next was something else. He starts driving through the 6ix9ine community saying, man, I'm not gonna lie, this dude's got serious security. The neighborhood's fully gated, with a massive entry gate and guards posted up whole big front section, man. Tons of beautiful houses in here. Ross sounded impressed, laughing as he said, yeah, 6ix9ine's living good and living secure. I definitely wouldn't want to come in here and mess around. You can hear it in his voice. He knew this wasn't the type of spot you could just walk into. As the footage rolls, you see him driving down this long road that seems endless. Palm trees everywhere, clean pavement, quiet streets. He even mentions that he already had to pass through security just to get inside the area. Florida got a ton of gated communities, he said. You go through a gate, then still gotta drive another 10 or 15 minutes before you even reach the house you're looking for. Ross pointed out that many of these neighborhoods are patrolled by police, so getting in there to pull off a home invasion, that's no small move. Whoever did this had guts or serious inside info. They got some real nerve doing that, he said, shaking his head. Then he jokes, man, Drake, I need me a gated community like this one day, just to survive out here. Finally, Ross reaches the mansion, steps out and says, all right, we here, man, we outside. What's good, bro? How you doing? Then he laughs, noticing something wild. It's a dark shirt. He pulled up to 6ix9ine's crib in a dark shirt. That's crazy. And just like that, he's inside 6ix9ine's place, ready to film what comes next. So Ross is inside the mansion now, and 6ix9ine's giving him the full tour. He's walking him through room after room, flexing everything he owns with that loud energy he's known for. Yeah, a lot of sneaky type animals, right? Snakes, bro. I've been around snakes, real ones, he jokes, laughing it off. Then he points around the house like, so this where I got my studio at. It's a little messed up right now, but whatever. He adds, this house all cash, bought it for $2 million, worth about 4 or 5 now. That's some serious flexing right there. Ross reacts like, damn, man. And 6ix9ine just smiles, saying, you know me? Lago right there, showing off the view outside. Now, Ross later mentioned there's an online listing for the house, saying it's worth closer to $2.9 million, maybe a bit more. So yeah, we're talking big money. But here's where things start getting wild. 6ix9ine wasn't just showing off for Ross. He's been letting multiple creators film content from inside his crib. You got Bubba 100X, who's almost at 1 million subs. Shout out to him, hope he hits that M soon, posting a full Living with 6ix9ine for 24 hours video, all from inside the mansion. And then, of course, 6ix9ine dropped content with DJ Academics, one of his closest friends. Shout out to AK for keeping it real. In all those clips, you can clearly see parts of the house, the rainbow-colored setup, flashy cars parked in the back, and yes, even 6ix9ine rocking his ankle monitor while filming. Some viewers even noticed random things lying around like wipes and lotion. Nobody knew what that was about, but it had people talking. Here's the thing though, when you're showing off your home like that to millions online, it's not hard for someone to piece together where you live, especially since TMZ already exposed the location once when the feds raided his place. So if people wanted to find him again, it really wouldn't be that hard. That's the risky side of living loud. So back in March 2023, TMZ reported that Tekashi 6ix9ine's Florida mansion was swarming with law enforcement. Federal agents and local cops raided his home early that Wednesday morning. And according to 6ix9ine, they seized firearms and drugs, though he swears up and down that he didn't do anything wrong. The man said he was clean. The footage of the raid was wild. It looked so grainy. People were joking that it was recorded on a GameCube camera. But once the image cleared up, you could see exactly what was going down. Agents all over the property, vehicles pulled up, officers moving around the yard like it was a full-blown operation. You could even spot the same area where Trap Lord Ross was later standing when he filmed his podcast outside that mansion. The feds had this place surrounded. And that's the crazy part. TMZ already exposed the whole layout of his property back then. Tekashi said the feds and local police stormed the house around 9 a.m. and kept him cuffed until nearly 3 in the afternoon while they tore through everything inside. 6 hours straight of being searched and watched. That's intense. Now let's be clear, I'm not exposing anything new here. No addresses, no leaks. Everything shown was already public through TMZ and other big news outlets. But when you look at the Google Earth view of that spot, you can literally match up the property features. The shape, the driveway, everything lines up perfectly. Even some interior photos from an old real estate site, which I won't name, show the same setup. Check out the windows and the main door in those pictures. They match exactly with what we've seen in Tekashi's videos. It's all there. Once the media posted it, his secret mansion stopped being a secret. It's the same exact house. Everything matches up. And here's the real problem. 6ix9ine is way too famous for his own good. The man keeps showing off every corner of his mansion, not just a small room or studio. He's filming all over the place, giving the internet a full home tour without even realizing it. It's like when celebs post videos flexing their new $10 million or $20 million cribs. They think it's harmless, but really, they're just painting a target on themselves. No matter how secure your gated neighborhood is, nobody's untouchable. Look at what's been happening out in LA. People breaking into NFL players' homes right after a game because they know nobody's there. That's insane. And it proves that if someone really wants to find you, they'll figure out how. Now in 6ix9ine's case, it doesn't seem like the robbers meant to target his mother specifically, but sadly, she ended up in the middle of it. Reports say other men were also inside during the invasion, which makes it even crazier. But here's where it gets deeper. People are saying, wait, doesn't 6ix9ine have armed security? And the truth is, He can't. He even explained it in an interview with Vlad TV, saying he was literally told he couldn't legally have armed protection. I tried tracking down that clip, but it seems to have disappeared online. Still, he made it clear he's not allowed to have security carrying weapons around him. So think about that. You've got a multi-million-dollar mansion living with your 60-year-old mother who he swears will always live with him because of how loyal she's been, and yet there's no armed protection at all. He's trying to take care of her the way she took care of him, but without proper security, that loyalty turns into a huge risk. That's a dangerous setup for anyone living that high-profile life. It's wild when you really think about it. The same mansion the feds already raided once got hit again by a group of armed invaders. That's insane. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if these guys end up getting caught. Cause when you pull something like that in a gated, patrolled community, cameras everywhere, license plates getting scanned, it's only a matter of time before somebody slips up. But as for 6ix9ine, man, he's gotta make some serious changes after this. First off, he needs to move out immediately. That house's location has been public too many times now, and second, he should never do another home tour or post content from inside that mansion again, unless it's filmed in one small closed-off room that gives nothing away. No more showing off windows, driveways, or anything that could reveal his spot. It's clear that flexing from home just isn't worth the danger. And let's be real, no family member should ever go through something like this. Imagine your mom, an innocent woman, getting held at gunpoint just because people are coming after what you earned. That's heartbreaking. Thankfully, no lives were lost. But the trauma of something like that, it stays with you. This whole thing is just sad all around. A brutal reminder that fame and money come with serious risks. But hey, it's 1090 Jake, and I'm rocking with you. Are you rocking with me? If you felt this breakdown, make sure to like, subscribe, share, and drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about this wild situation, because trust me, if those guys get booked, I'll be right back with the update.